Hello guys, this is Vysh. So today July 10th Monday and it's episode number 7 because we started on July 3. That is last Monday we started and last week we did 6 days, Monday to Saturday. Sunday there is no editorial and today now the 7th episode on July 10th. Okay, so here first we will tell you which are the important articles for the day. Today's thing, if you see, most of them are political articles because most of the articles are written by the analyst people who are in the Congress party. Okay, you can see the photos and names, everything they give. They have, wherever Congress has done some blunders, they have told solutions for that and trying to justify that. Wherever there is a chance to attack the central government or BJP's policies and all, that they have done. So overall, it is not a very good editorial today. Okay, I will tell you all the articles and we will discuss also, but I am telling you upfront that most of them are not much useful compared to the previous days. First one, if you see, it's about that Rahul Gandhi's disqualification. So it is a politics, you can tell. So it's not a very good article also. It is just that now he's again, because he's now disqualified as per the Representation of People Act we have. If you are convicted in a criminal, in any case of a 2 years thing, then you cannot do it. It's automatically. It's not like somebody purposely did it. If you are telling something, doing something and defamation, whatever happened, and you cannot participate in elections. But you know 2024 elections are coming and he will be like the contestant from that party. So that he cannot do. Even now one more court he went and gave appeal. I think that court, Gujarat court or some court gave again a verdict that he has that 2-year conviction. Okay, court will not tell that you are disqualified. Court will tell the punishment for the whatever crime is done. So they have given 2-year punishment, and as per that rule written in Representation of People Act, anybody who has 2 years or more jail sentence or this conviction is there, so they cannot automatically, they get disqualified. Okay. So that is not important for your exam. It will keep coming. If any big article comes about Judiciary and Representation of People Act, that we will discuss. Okay, here if you see the third time repeat in this 1 week. Okay, the Annabhagya scheme that is in Karnataka, Congress government promised lot of freebies. One was giving 5 kilo some rice, which cannot be done now because they did not plan it. They did not plan from where will this rice come, and I think per year they need 840 crore rupees to implement that, to give free rice. And already when these many National Food Security Act and many things are already there where this much free rice is given, this kind of scheme announcement itself was a blunder. And here they are explaining that only. Okay, they're finding solutions. Okay, now what to do? Because now there is no source to get that many rice also, and that much fund also problem. So they are suggesting like instead of rice, you should have promised millets or something. Because Karnataka, ragi and all is #1 producer. So lot of stock might be there, and that you could have distributed. Because now what they're doing is they're giving cash. Okay, because they promised in the polls, they have to do something. They are giving cash to each person. Okay, this much rupees they are giving instead of the rice. Okay, so that is what is happening. So that again, that article I will not discuss because 3 times we have discussed it. Okay, you can watch the previous episode, July, I think 3, 5, 7 or something. We have discussed again, it has come. So there's no point discussing. They are still justifying the scheme. Okay. This one, if you see, this we'll discuss. Again, if you see the headline itself, like Modi's foolish policy. So this person itself is actually Congress person's data analyst person or someone. So obviously the language which they use, many places he has told foolish, stupid, that kind of language is there in the article. Okay, ultimately there is a blunder, there is a wrong thing done by India. In the long term, it will be wrong for us. But that the way he has criticized is very, very like not a good language which you should follow for exams and all. So that also I'll discuss and show you. Okay. Then here it is again local news. Always one local news will be there in the opinion page. So each day it will be a different state. Today it's Andhra, not important for your exam. Okay, so in these many, if you see only that Indian rupee versus Russian ruble, that currency is important. And then this one is also important. We'll discuss the WTO. Again, not too many details are there, but what is happening and why there is a problem there in WTO's bodies, that we will discuss. Then here again, USA's involvement in Ukraine war, they are obviously funding, else they cannot, Ukraine cannot stand with the Russia's power. Okay, so there USA is directly funding, and now they have done something wrong. That we'll discuss what happened, what is wrong. Then this is the NPA issue. Okay, non-performing asset or the bad loans because of which now Vijay Mallya and all has run out of the country. That related charts and graph, not important for you, but the latest update, how it is going on, whether it is reduced or whether it is more, that we'll discuss there. Okay, so these are the charts and graph given. Again, I'm telling it's not important for you. One thing you should know, that nothing will be steadily increasing or decreasing. Okay, UPSC usually when they frame a statement out of these kind of surveys and all, they put a statement like our GDP has been consistently steadily increasing, steadily decreasing. So that will never be. Our graphs will be always in a zigzag format. So it's going up, going down and all. Never it will be like a straight line or straight down line. Okay. So that one point have in your mind. If at all UPSC asks statistics, you have to study anyway. When economic survey comes, the basic fact you have to study charts and graph. But you cannot sit and track every kind of numbers. Okay, so I'm telling steadily increase and steadily decrease will be never there. So this, if you are new to our channel, never seen our editorial, please pause this, read this, then only proceed. Okay, only then you will understand like what we are trying to offer through this. And study timetable based test series 1 year thing is already there. And if you are a beginner and if you need a free foundation to start, like you don't know anything about UPSC or you know some things about UPSC, to clarify everything, free 30 videos will be given on day 1 itself. You come and ask me in WhatsApp and you can start your preparation the right way. Okay, and after that free lectures are there, like this, free news items are there, everything is free. Okay, only test series is a paid part. And this is the Vysh courses channel where a lot of videos we are planning. Next week I think we'll start uploading there. Already there are many current affair related videos, and the state PCS like Tamil Nadu PCS and all we have put, and more we are doing. Okay, Telangana PCS and Bihar, Jharkhand, many PCS exams videos will come here soon. Okay, then here foundation video, there's just a photo of that. You can come and ask me, I'll give you the links of all these things. Okay, so the first article, as I told, this currencies, okay, dollar, USS, or even Australia has Australian dollar, different one. Then Rouble is there, Russia's, Yuan is there, China's, and then already China's currency we discussed yesterday, also another article. Then Rupee. Okay, so these are all there in the world, but still dollar is the most important. So that without even studying, you should start thinking of all these things. Why Rupee is like $1 equal to 80 rupees, or $1 is equal to I think 7 or 8 Yuan now. This and all, why it is like dollar has that supremacy? Obviously because it is the most developed country. Okay, it's the most developed country, and everywhere in trade, everyone is using dollar. Okay, in our foreign exchange reserve, meaning RBI will keep some money always safe in foreign currency, that will be majority in dollars. And not only RBI, every country is doing that. So overall, everything happens, like even when like India is buying oil from the Middle East, we are giving in dollars. We are not giving rupees, we are not giving their Arabian currencies, we are giving dollars. So full world is running on dollars. Okay, in the recent years, the power of dollar is little bit reducing because two people are there. One is China, one is India, who is trying to enhance their rupees status. Okay, like China has Yuan and India has the rupee, and we are doing the digital payments and all these things. So now everywhere this wallet kind of UPI system, if it comes, then we don't need dollars everywhere. Okay, you go to like a country, you don't need to exchange your rupees and then get into dollars. Instead, this rupees you can fill into the UPI thing, a wallet kind of scanning thing, and there everywhere if UPI machines are scanning thing is there, you can still use that. So that is the future. Okay, so that India is working India's side. China is also doing many things to make Yuan the #1 currency. Okay, and China, you know, they'll use aggressive strategies. They'll go to different countries and then ask them to, you do that thing, we'll give you concession. Instead of dollars, you start trading in Yuan, we'll give you a lot of concessions. So that way China has a master plan. So this discussion is about that only. And one wrong thing which India is doing now, that as I told, that person has pointed it out, and he, as I told, is a data analytics of the Congress party. So his language is not very good and all, but he is telling fact only. So here if you see, in Argentina and Brazil, recently Yuan is becoming more and more popular. Okay, if you see one company name is given, Yuan is a company, home appliance company. For decades they have been using US dollar, but even from China they are buying anything and all, everything is dealt in dollars. Okay, but suddenly they switched to Chinese Yuan for its payment. And Brazil also, Brazilian companies can settle their foreign trade using Chinese Yuan, like that government also passed the law, and then Yuan is now so very actively traded. Okay, including in Russia also, after the war when many sanctions are put on Russia, they are not able to do trade with dollars and all. With Yuan they are doing full trade with China. Okay, then, and Bangladesh has been also forced, okay, paying this Russian nuclear power using the Yuan. Okay, meaning you have dependency, means obviously when they demand, okay, give me in Yuan, you will have no other option, you will have to give in Yuan. Okay, so these developments are not independent and unrelated. A significant global outcome of the Russia-Ukraine war conflict is the US dollar-Chinese Yuan conflict. Okay, so this again UPSC can put this statement itself and tell, elucidate, explain, justify. That time you have to write this article, whatever I teach you. Okay, so US dollar has long enjoyed what a French finance minister called an exorbitant privilege. Okay, meaning they quote like that, like USA is having that privilege, meaning the #1 currency, #1 this thing, because everybody trusts that currency. Okay, so if you see here, nearly all nations trade with each other using the US dollar, making it the most like world's reserve currency also. As I told, foreign currency they keep in dollar, because the global trust in the dollar plays a vital role in establishing US status as a superpower. Okay, so China is no longer willing to accept these things. China thinks they are the #1 or they are the superpower. Okay, so destabilizing and dethroning the US dollar is a key strategy for China to challenge the USA. Okay, so it is invoking other nations to switch to the yuan. And India, a $1 trillion trading nation, has a huge role to play in determining the next new global currency. Okay, India is also such a big market, importing, exporting. We are doing $1 trillion GDP. We are moving forward. So we also have a say. Okay, everybody looks into like what India is doing now, what India's currency is performing. So we also can decide who will be the next big player. It can be India itself, also India, but China is much bigger economy compared to India. Okay, so now problem is after Russia's this sanction and all, and India's problems with China, you know, India has this border issues with China, or we are banning their apps and all these things. In this context, ideally, India should not use Chinese yuan, right? That is what we all think. But here the author is telling, shockingly, this is precisely what is being doing, like paying for its own foreign trade in yuan, meaning we are also trading in yuan. So that is a wrong thing. That I also accept. It's a wrong thing. Okay, because in the long term, we should not promote Chinese currencies. Okay, if you're using dollar, still I can understand, but Chinese currencies. So the Modi government's myopic geo-economic strategy has boxed India into a corner. Okay, after economic sanctions were imposed by the West against Russia for this Ukraine war, Modi government decided not to support the sanctions and instead buy Russian oil. We are buying a lot of oil. Why? Because Russia, that time nobody is doing trade with Russia. So Russia told, we'll give you a lot of discount. So at cheaper cost, you can get the oil. Okay, but and we were telling, like India was telling, like now we can reduce the inflation, prices can be lowered. Okay, and we have imported 15 times more oil from Russia. Okay, worth around $44 billion also. So now this payment. Okay, so this payment, Russia don't want it in rupees. Okay, because already they have a lot of that I explained yesterday. Okay, rupees and all, already they have a lot of buffer rupees, and they don't trust rupee also because of the demonetization issue, or any like 2000 rupee note you are telling don't use anymore. So they don't have that trust like they have on dollar and all. On Indian rupee they don't have trust. Okay, but Chinese yuan they trust. So they are asking for Chinese yuan. Okay, meaning the trade should happen in Chinese yuan. So that is what is happening, and that is the wrong thing which the author has pointed out. Okay, so again, if you ask, like Russia has its own currency, Rouble, so that also India is not very happy with that. Same like Russia don't like our Indian rupee too much. We also don't like the Russian ruble because that is also unstable. Any day sanction can happen, any day something can happen. Russia is in war. So India also have trust issue. They also have trust issue. So finally they have settled in yuan is used in a certain oil trade between India and Russia. So that is wrong. That is what the complete article is. There is nothing much extra details given here. Okay, the reason being trust issues only. So China saw this opportunity also, and yuan is now emerging as the currency to settle Indian purchase for Russian oil. Okay, so now author is asking, if this is the case, then what is stopping China from demanding yuan from India in the India-China trade also? Okay, India-China, if you see, we are in trade deficit. We are importing lot of things. Okay, Indian, if you see, 4 times our trade has increased in the last decade, and India is importing 7 times more from China than its export. Okay, we are exporting very little. Okay, but we are importing lots. So that time China is in the upper hand. China can demand like, okay, we will stop all trade if you don't do it in yuan. Then what will India do? There is no other option. Suddenly you cannot cut short the trade also, unless it will take few years. After few years, after our Make in India and all these things improves, we'll have more other people and all around us with high trade. Then China's trade we can suddenly cut off. Same like we are banning the app and all. We will tell we won't do any trade with China. Like if you see Pakistan, we immediately told we won't do any trade. Why? Because we have no loss with that. We are not importing anything from Pakistan, even if it's importing little bit small, some dry fruits and some blankets, that kind of things, which even in like our own Kashmir and all we can produce ourselves. So we have no issue. Any day of any year, you can simply tell we are banning Pakistani trade, we won't do. But that you cannot do with China now. Okay, because we are importing more than exporting. So there author is asking, if this way with Russia you start doing, China will obviously see an opportunity, and China will tell, if you want to continue trade, do in yuan, and then we ourselves will make our enemies currency the #1 currency. Okay, so here then after that, that much is the important thing. After that last paragraph is as usual, which this intellectual liberal Congress people will keep telling that Modi is helping Reliance, Ambani, Adani. That kind of game is going on in the last paragraph. There's nothing much. Okay, they're telling common man's petrol price increased, LPG price increased, people are all suffering, India is full disaster. That kind of thing is going on, and 2 private companies, there is one Reliance and one I think Adani, they are telling that. So that paragraph is just a his frustration he's finishing. That's how he conclude the this thing article also. Okay, so basic thing is Chinese yuan or V itself making it stronger is the point. Okay, so now WTO settlement dispute settlement bodies, in many years it was in news during the Obama time, Trump time, and now also Biden time. So WTO, World Trade Organization, okay, around 1995 it was set up after the like a successor of GATT, which we had. So this channel, if you don't know, you will know when you start studying. Okay, if you're a new beginner, you won't understand. For trade, United Nations have a body, that is World Trade Organization. So they are the dealing with all the trades, what should be the rules of importing, exporting, how much subsidy you can give, everything. They have rules, international, okay, every kind of trade, fisheries or any type trade. So now whenever some issue comes, you should need a body that is called the dispute settlement body of WTO. Okay, because like suppose Europe suddenly tells Indian mangoes we are not taking. It has already happened. Indian mangoes we don't want, don't export to us because you are using pesticides. So that time India will have to justify their stand that we are not using, we are already using what in the correct amount only. We are also following international rules. So where will you go and appeal or do a case? That is why we have a dispute settlement body, and for that there is an appellate body also, appeals which will go like a High Court, Supreme Court kind of thing. So that body is actually not functional. It is not working because USA is not allowing it to function since many years. That is the issue being discussed here. So full details are not here, but whatever is in the article I will tell you. Since many years, okay, 2016, that time onward it's not there. But in 22, what happened? That is last year, what happened is the member countries of the WTO managed to have a deal. Okay, meaning India also played a vital role in that we will resurrect, meaning we will bring back. Okay, the one dead kind of organization which is there, we will try to bring it back alive and start making it working. Like that is WTO's dispute settlement system, also called WTO's crown jewel, by 2024. In 22 they are telling by 2024 we will make the body functioning and active and cases will be taken. Okay, so the appellate body, which is the second tier of this system that hears appeal from the WTO panel, is non-functional because the United States single-handedly has blocked the appointment of its members. Okay, USA, you know, it has this veto power also. It is the permanent 5 country. So whenever voting, anything happen, if USA tells no, another 100 countries will tell no. Okay, because they will not, there is a block, right, the NATO block and everyone, they will vote like how USA vote only. So never ever they are winning, and they are not able to arrive at a consensus that this should come back. Okay, this body should revive and come back. Okay, China anyway doesn't listen to USA, and also that is another thing. Russia will oppose USA. So it's all one country is actually deciding things in the United Nations itself. Okay, so here appellate body from 1995 to the 2019 has upheld the international rule of law by holding powerful countries such as the USA and European Union accountable for, meaning there was a time it was working and it was like, and also WTO will tell anything, they will, the rulings will go maybe against USA and all, that also they won't like. Okay, so it's one time supporter the USA, the once upon a time. Now it has become a critic, a very sharp critic it has become. Okay, so it looks unlikely that this thing, this body, settlement system body will be in the pink, meaning it will be reviving and it will work, that the author doesn't have any hope. Okay, so they're telling the problem, ultimate problem. USA don't like this appellate body for many reasons. Okay, so here if you see the judicial overreach, meaning they think some rules may be made, some rule book will be there, but this WTO's appellate body is going beyond that and sometimes targeting USA, or they are like now Chinese sided, they are supporting China, giving judgments purposely against USA. That feeling USA is getting. Okay, because once upon a time USA was the only superpower and everything happens according to what they like in the world. But now when bigger countries, bigger economies are coming, USA's little bit power is going down, that they feel. So they thought we will target and make this WTO not working itself. So no cases, nothing will go against them. Okay, and another thing is they have been making binding decisions, meaning suppose as I told, European Union and India importing mango, something came, judgment came, it is there in paper, it is written. Next time when USA has a maybe problem with maybe Vietnam or something, and then same issue, mangoes export issue, when they go for the case, they will tell, okay, no need of case here and all, we have already given a binding judgment, take that judgment. Whatever is written, that follow that. Meaning they are not doing the work there. That is what USA is telling. Okay, already we have binding judgments done, so that applies to everybody. But USA is telling this one thing fitting everyone, that won't be correct. So like that concerns China issue, binding issue, US's power is reducing. These are the reasons why this body is still not working. Okay, so here now they are telling WTO also makes it clear that the appellate body rulings can neither add nor diminish the rights of obligations of WTO member countries, meaning they don't want to change anything. This is given for the entire member country, even though the judgment was given for 2 countries issue, it applies to everyone. Okay, but in the same article, it is told this also, that the WTO's dispute settlement is the central system. Okay, so whatever they tell is correct. And there should be a consistency in all the judgments. That is why we are doing like that. So USA is also not able to prove it properly that what they are telling is correct, because as per the article in the rule book, it is written they have the power to make judgments like that. Okay, so this requires striking a fine balance, meaning USA and these people should come on the same page and they should come make a proper balance. Okay, so appellate body has clarified that a departure can be made from the previous rulings and reasoning if there are coherent reasons, meaning there are proper valid reasons, then we are ready to take up the cases and do, but else we will give the binding things of the previous case only. And again, now problem is WTO appellate body is not the only one who does this. Every court does that. They are telling International Court of Justice, International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea. These and all people also have binding judgments which of 2 countries that is applied to the full world. They don't do it again and again. So why should they do again and again? That is what they are asking. Okay, unless there are valid reasons to do so. So WTO member countries can adopt a statement. Okay, only thing now they can do, they are telling, what they can do is they can adopt a statement that the appellate body rulings do not create precedents, meaning everybody come together and somehow make a vote and tell that this way it doesn't work, you have to do separate things. Okay, but again it will not satisfy the USA properly only. USA just want to shut it down. USA don't want it to revive itself, because larger game plan of the USA seems to be the de-judicialization of trade multilateralism as we know it. Okay, meaning in trade which is happening, multilateral trade which is happening, there should be no judiciary itself, no court case, nothing. We are the superpower, we will tell something, you have to obey. Okay, now they think, as I told, China is superpower, they are listening to China. That is what is happening. Okay, if you see after the Cold War, after this thing, that time only WTO was set up, 90s, and this invisible hand of the market competition should be complemented by the visible hand of the law. It's a good phrase actually, meaning that time there was a market competition and then a visible hand was needed to control all this. So that is how WTO came as a visible hand to regulate all the global trade. And the de-judicialization term means what? It is that only, meaning the law should not control all these things. There should be no judiciary. Countries who are superpower, they will control all the trade. So remaining is again the same thing, but the language, if you see the fool, that kind of sentences will be like that. I have not highlighted every line, but it is all like this. It's foolish, it is like that, it's like this kind of language is used in this also. Okay, so now they are telling USA to put the appellate body back on track. For that people should coordinate, that NATO bloc all should coordinate. They should elect the appellate body members by voting. Okay, but again, if anybody try to revive, USA will not like it, and that are the countries ready to do that, because as I told, everybody are dependent on USA. So this is there's no conclusion in this article. Okay, so WTO, again, when we do static videos, I will tell you more about their structure, the secretariat, that kind of things I will tell you. But here in this article, it's about that issue. Okay, USA blocking it, and they don't think by 2024 it will revive. Now Ukraine's issue, USA is helping Ukraine, that you know, but there now something which is banned, that USA has given. Okay, cluster bombs or cluster ammunition. This thing is actually not just that missile going and falling there. It is like a cluster. Inside that there are a lot of small things which will explode later. When it goes and fall there, some disaster happens, and it would have left these small bombs kind of thing which you see. So that will go, and then it's not like immediately it will burst. After some time it will blast. Okay, so that is the reason it was banned by most of the countries. But USA has supplied this to Ukraine now. Obviously Ukraine will go and put it in Russia, so it is going to create a lot of civilian death and all, because it will have no control. Okay, it's not like what you target, the clusters will go everywhere, so it is a big problem now. And if you see, Ukraine's cluster bombs kill Ukrainians. Okay, meaning their people itself are dying because of this uncontrolled thing, and Biden could send more of these things is the news which is given. Okay, so this sending is not appreciated by everyone. Okay, so that what is the definition of cluster? I have told you. Pictures also you can see that full thing will go. From that, lot of small cluster bombs will go. So there is no control. What is banned, and the USA also once long back when Russia used this, criticized Russia. So now USA has taken a U-turn. Okay, for their advantage they will do whatever they like. There is no proper rules which any of these countries follow. Everybody do according to their monetary benefits or any geographical benefit. Okay, so Ukraine is actually entirely dependent on West also. So whatever they provide, they will keep getting, they will keep using it also. But ultimately, Ukraine is in a disadvantageous position because Russia has, if USA has something, Russia will have something to counter it also. Okay, Russia will have enough and more artillery, and Russia is the superpower when it comes to defense after USA. So, or equal to USA, you can tell, because they have been, it's not like now, Russia, USA's issues are going on since many decades. Okay, so they have both like lot of nuclear strength, and anything to finish off a war in one day also they can do if they really use like nuclear power and all these things. Okay, so here if you see these yellow highlighted words, why I have highlighted, because out of this 6 places, 4 were there in 2023's prelims. Okay, in different options they gave one location and then country, like that they gave. All were wrong in the 2023 prelims. They purposely gave some other countries, Israel, Jordan, Syria, instead of Ukraine they gave something else. But I am telling, just by reading Daily Hindu itself, all these keywords you will study and it will be very easy for you. And in our test series, separate questions were there for this Kherson and this Zaporizhia. Okay, that Zaporizhia is actually their nuclear power plant area of Ukraine. So that also Russia came and destroyed it now during the war. So that reason only 23 prelims they asked. But many coaching classes told that it's a very difficult question. How will students remember? Students, everyone won't remember, but the serious aspirants will remember, because this comes in the news every day. And you are supposed to read newspaper. You cannot tell coaching class did not teach me, or that is difficult, how will I memorize? Something which comes every day in news, right? Like now this Karnataka's that scheme, I'm like 3 days back to back it came. Like that, this will come like in the next 365 days, at least 100 times it will be there in that 100 days it will be in the news. And you tell like you did not hear about Kherson, you did not about this thing, means you never read the newspaper. You by hearted some gist of notes or telegram group PDF and all, which I tell never do it. These are the things I teach you in my foundation, okay, which is free. Come and ask and you will know what to study, how to study, why to study. These things without knowing, okay, many people I know, veteran students who don't know like what is the cutoff marks of CSAT, whether there is negative mark in CSAT. In mains there is a kind of negative marking. Many people don't know that. So many things you don't know, and you are giving this exam. You claim that 1 year you study. 1 year you are not actually studying. 1 year you are following this coaching people's drama, whatever is YouTube people or this coaching people, whatever they are telling, this by-hearted thing which is repeated year after year, because you don't know, you don't have a proper mentor. Nobody teaches you the right thing. They will teach you what is advantageous for them. They have a course to sell. Based on that, they will tell something and guide you to that course. Okay, so that is why I am telling, first get that foundation which is free. Then you will get an idea. Then you will understand. Even Vysh IAS you will not need to watch sometimes after that. You will yourself study from the correct sources. Okay, so that's why I'm telling, get that mentor, study in the right way, because 1 year your time, 1 year, 2 year you are giving actually. Okay, because now till prelims there is 1 year. After prelims there is mains after 3 months, then interview, then result. So 2 years of your time for one attempt you have to give. This also many don't know. Many people think like 1 year. You're giving 2 years actually for one attempt fully. If you fail in prelims, it is 1 year. If you are looking for getting all India rank, you are giving 2 years. So that even you don't know. Okay, most of you, I'm not blaming everyone. Such people need a good mentor, and if you need that free of cost, come and WhatsApp me, number is given here. Okay. So this cities names please by heart. Remaining this article doesn't have much things which I felt. The same thing only, Ukraine is going to attack. Russia has a huge artillery. They will defend it. But these location names, I felt it important. Okay, only thing is that Zaporizhia is a nuclear site and Kyiv is its a capital, Ukraine capital. Remaining all are random. And Crimea is a island kind of thing which is now in Russia's control. So Crimea is the reason why Russia is now out of G8 also. Earlier there was a group called G8. Russia was thrown out of Crimea because in 2014, Russia went and captured Crimea, which belonged to Ukraine. Okay, so that reason now G8 became G7. These are extra static things I'm telling you. Okay, so this war, 16 months of fighting is going on, but nowhere there is no conclusion. Anytime it can escalate to even higher war. That is what the author is telling. Okay, so this is just one page, NPA, that chart which I told. Last 4 years, the NPA ratio is going down. If you don't know NPA, it is non-performing asset. Non-performing asset means you give loan to someone. Okay, and for like 30 days you go and give, 60 days you have to give back, right? You have to give the principal, you have to give the interest. So up to 90 days, if interest and loan principal doesn't come back, banks will categorize that as NPA, non-performing asset. Okay, like this 30 days, there's another name. 60 days, there's another name. Okay, they tell like SMA, special mention account 1, special mention account 2, 30 days, 60 days. Then 90 days, they will make it NPA. Okay, again 90 days or 1 year or something, another name will be there. Like everything has a name. Okay, like dead asset or meaning they never will retrieve, that is like dead asset and all. Okay, so like that, NPA is that thing. NPA ratio means NPA is also a loan, non-performing loan, non-performing asset. So that to the total number of loan, that is the ratio, NPA ratio, other loans which are like good loans. So in 2019, they are telling it was around 9.2%, meaning 1 in 10 loan. Okay, you give 10 loans, in that one is this thing, bad loan. Okay, so now RBI is now, 2016, this government introduced this asset quality review, and RBI went on like doing lot of raid review, and then cracking down these loan defaulters, everything. It happened, you would have seen. From that time only these people started running out of the country. So that happened in 2016. Then we brought the insolvency and bankruptcy code. Then we stopped giving lot of loans to big companies without proper review and all. Okay, many things became digital. Okay, else it was in paper, most of the ledgers and all. So that all helped in reducing the NPS is the article they are telling. And then still there are problems, because like you cannot simply be told like we are stop giving big loans to companies. If you stop giving, then how will they function? So more personal loans you are giving. What if that personal people now default? Okay, meaning you are not giving loans to company. So company will perform poor. Company performing poor means they will not give proper salary to people. So these people who are taking personal loans which you are allowing now, they will also not be able to repay the loans, because the company itself, their salary itself is not coming properly. So anyway you do, it's a wrong thing. Okay, it's going to affect the bank. So that and all concerns also. First and second 2 points are given the solutions they did. Then first, second, third they have given like it is not properly solved. Okay, proper solution is not there. It's just a temporary. You are seeing it down. Again, it will go up is what the author is suggesting. Okay. So NPS reduce a bank's available capital to lend fresh loan. Okay, because so they are not able to give more loan, or they are afraid to give more loan. Okay, and another thing, this write-off thing happens sometimes to clear their asset balance sheet properly at the year end. Many they will write off. Write off doesn't mean that loan is completely gone. Write off means it's in a different place they write it. Okay, but the balance sheet should be clean. Okay, so when you go into loan write-off, author is suggesting then the seriousness will go away. You are not recovering properly. Okay, now if you see if that Vijay Mallya's and all, I think whatever he took loan, more than that is recovered already, because he has that many properties and these things are not here. So when he ran away, this government started taking that and then putting it on open auction and all. So like that many money has recovered already. I think more than what he has we were supposed to give, that is recovered already, but he is not arrested. He is still there outside. So hopefully we'll see that also happening. He bringing like back to India. So this is the article, and the author is suggesting that only our NPA is now, which is written off, that is very high. So this write-offs also should be taken seriously and action should be taken. Okay, so tell me in comment section any doubts or anything or any suggestions you have. We'll include in the next episode. So till then, study well. The foundation, as I told, the WhatsApp number is given. I want you to WhatsApp if you are not there on my WhatsApp. Okay, if you are already there, you would be started to get messages from me, and there also status messages. I would check that also. All updates I tell there. Okay, so I'll wind up this video. Thank you and have a nice day.